So a woman from 18 all the way to 30 or plus, that's almost 10, 15 years plus of men approaching her. Are you really telling me in all those years that she didn't meet any good man? Are you telling me that in 15 years, this woman is 35, that God was so bad to this woman and he didn't make her meet any nice man, any marriage material type of man? Because remember, the men approach the woman. She always, there is no single week unless, even though the woman you want to say she's not good looking, even those women have men approaching them, right? So if we know that women are constantly getting approached every single week, maybe even sometimes every single day, depending on how they dress, how they take care of themselves. But like I said, even the woman you think is not good looking, she also gets men approaching her. So you're telling me in 15 years, there is no good man that approached this woman? If you're saying that, then the devil is a liar. I'm telling you. So that's why I'm saying, if you meet a woman who's 30 plus and she's saying that no good men out here, best believe in those 15 years, God sent her, even if it's one good guy, sometimes it's more than even two good guys, sometimes it's five good guys. But she let him go because, oh, he was too short. Oh, he was not funny enough. Oh, he didn't spend money on me. Sometimes they actually reject guys before they even get to know them. You know how they do that? Oh, he didn't take me to an expensive dinner date. Because sometimes as a guy, you may be like, you know what? Let's go on a coffee date. And she's like, no, I'm not cheap. A real man takes me on an expensive dinner date. So most women have passed on the good guy that they were supposed to be with, their husband. They have passed on several husbands sometimes. Unlike guys, as men, we have to approach. So chances are I'm going to get rejected more than once. Chances are, even when I'm really into a woman, if you guys want to be honest, most times women break up with us. Very few guys break up with women. Like, for a man to break up with a woman, she must have done something crazy, like something, like, I know, like maybe always arguing with you, starting a fight, something, she cheated on you, whatever the reason is. It's very tough for a guy to break up with a woman. That's why even some guys will stay in sexless relationships, sexless marriages. It's very, very hard for a man to break up with a woman. So if you meet a woman and she's single, 30 years old plus, trust me, she has met some good guys. So that's why you have to ask yourself as a guy, okay, if she has met all these good guys and she couldn't keep any of them, what makes me think she's actually gonna stay with me? Like, what are you doing so different that Boogie didn't do? Because chances are she has met guys who have money, right? Because trust me, in those 15, 20 years, sometimes she has met guys who have money. She has met guys who are tall. She has met guys who are taken her on trips. She has met guys who have sent her flowers on the first date. She has met guys who have taken her to expensive dinner dates. She has met guys who have done all these things for her. So what makes you different? What makes you think you're the Prince Charming? What makes you think she won't leave you? You feel me? And these are all the things you have to think about. Like, a woman has to give you a very compelling reason why she's single. Because every time I think about it, I'm like, if I was a woman and have all these guys approaching me, I would probably also never want to settle down. Because Boogie's gonna take me on a trip. I'm gonna have John sending me money for no reason because I'm beautiful. Some men do that. They send women money because they're beautiful. And then I'm gonna have this guy who's taking me to a dinner date. I'm gonna have this guy who may want to buy me a car. I'm gonna have this guy who's gonna do me all these things. And then I'm gonna have the guy with a good dick. So women have all these constant options. Guess what? In 20 years, she's not gonna want to settle down with Boogie, who's just a nice guy, and that's it. And then in 20 years, she's gonna look around and be like, oh my God, where are all the good guys? But it's like she didn't even see the good guy because she was looking in so many directions. All right. So G says, you guys are either making, yeah, I read that. I read that too. Steven says, a woman is not going to accept a man's bad attitude. So why should make men accept the woman's? A woman will accept a guy's bad attitude if he has the money. A woman will accept a guy's bad attitude if the money is right, if the spending is right. Because it's not just having the money, you gotta be willing to spend it. Because trust me, women will call you broke, even if your bank account looks good. They'll only call you broke if you're not willing to spend it. Right? That's how a woman would rather deal with a guy who has normal money, who spends it on her, rather than with a millionaire who doesn't spend it. Yeah, trust me. She will choose Boogie with his average money, but I'm buying out all these things. I'm emptying my bank account to impress her. And then she will leave the millionaire alone because he doesn't want to spend the money. She will do that. Trust me. Right? The same way men will deal, and that's what I was talking about in the beginning of the live stream. I was asking guys. Most guys will deal with a woman's bad attitude if she's gorgeous, if she gives him great sex. Some guys will deal with that, and we know. Guys, put down in the chat, if we're gonna be honest, guys deal with every day with women with bad attitude because they're good looking. The same way women deal with guys who they don't really like, but because they got money, it's the same thing with men. As men, we deal with women because they're good looking. Even if she has the worst attitude, even if she disrespects him, if she's good looking, some guys just go for it. They don't care. If we're going to be honest. All right, Emma, what is Emma saying? Another thing is men have to go for what they want, especially, men have to go for what they want, especially now in this generation. That's why a high value man is a good factor. Yeah, men have to go for what they want. That's definitely true. The women, Emma is saying the women don't all the time in the world. The options are when they're in their prime. Say a woman of quality would put herself forward for marriage. That is an important point. They don't have the options all the time. No, man. If a woman looks good, keeps herself in shape, because let's be honest, most times the women that you think they're not good looking, it's because they're not in shape. Have you guys met a woman who was like overweight, pretty face, overweight, and like, nah, I ain't dealing with that. And then you see her 2 years later and she dropped like 100 pounds, she dropped like 50 kgs, and you look at her and you're like, holy mother of God. Just because she dropped 50 kgs and the curves come out and you're like, oh my God, who the hell is this? And yeah, so most women, in my opinion, if they could get in shape and keep themselves in shape, especially as they get older, because I think for men, as we get older, our money has to increase. And then for the women, as they get older, their weight has to decrease or at least maintain. So that's the thing we struggle with as men and women. Women struggle to stay in shape as they get older, and because weight usually affects how your face structure is, your bone structure, your jaw structure, things like that. For women, obviously the curves. If a woman is really overweight, it takes out the curves. She will just be like straight line box, right? But if she's in shape, she's in good weight, the curves come out. So as women get older, they have to make sure they stay in shape, right? As men, as we get older, we gotta make money. We stack the paper, stack the money. So those are the two things. Obviously, for men, it's harder to stack the money because that means you have to work long hours, maybe start a business, lacking there and there, whatever. So I believe that's where women have. That's what I'm saying. Even if a woman is getting older, she technically still has an advantage over a man, because a 45-year-old man, if you don't have money, 45-year-old women don't want to deal with you. Younger women don't want to deal with you, right? But if a woman is 45, sure, men her age may not want to deal with her because she's not in shape, but younger guys will deal with her. So that's why I believe unless a man has money, there is no way you have a better chance than a woman at all in a man's lifetime. The only equalizer, which I think, Emmanuel, you mentioned yourself, the only equalizer between men and women is the money.